Also joining us on the broadcast, we have Maj M Ali Shah. Major Shah, we've already discussed this in the morning, but once again, why don't you tell us a little bit about, what happens when the youth are actually radicalized? You've been in the forces. I'm sure that there are certain instances that you've come across. What is it exactly that the modus operandi is when you need to radicalize the youth of, any nation?
Well, it's a very dangerous thing when the youth of any nation are radicalized, because the youth comprise majority of the population. Like in the case of India, over 20, the majority is the youth actually. And if you get hold of the youth and if you brainwash them, it's a very, very dangerous sign. And that's exactly what these guys from across the border, that's what they use as a weapon against us. They were using, I'm not sure now, and earlier they were using it, but now thankfully, thanks to the education and thanks to alertness and awareness, the youth are getting smart and they are learning that no, they'll only be used and misguided by them, and there's no point falling prey to that. Now, when you do not ban an organization which could create destruction, any group, any organization I'm talking about, and so what happens, the youth perceives that organization which is not banned as to be a legitimate organization. That's again a very, very dangerous thing. So because he feels that, it's not banned, it's legitimate, I can go and join there. And then that happens. It can be from either side. I'm not talking about only left wing, right wing, PFI, or no, it can be any organization which is a threat and is not banned. The youth will perceive that to be a legitimate entry. It's okay. I mean, they'll say it's no harm, but there is a harm. There is a harm because even though it may not be banned, they might radicalize you. And because youth are very impressionable minds, they are inexperienced, they're young, they can be brainwashed very easily. So when, like for example, suicide bombers from Pakistan, who is a suicide bomber manufacturing country, where do the suicide bombers come from and who? Look at the age. The average age of the suicide bomber would be roughly about 20. You will not find a suicide bomber who is 80 who's coming, or 70 who's coming, or 60 or 50. No. You will find that to be the youth. The age of the terrorists, again, roughly round about 20, few years up and there. So it's a very, very dangerous sign and that is because, why it happens? It happens because of lack of understanding and lack of education. If you educate them the right way, education does not mean going to a college and obtaining a degree or going to an IIT, IIMs only. Education means by being aware, by experiencing, by analyzing, by understanding, by conversing, by interacting, by traveling. So you have to make them aware that they will only be used and thrown away like a hot potato.
Okay, all right. Major Shah.